In this lesson, I will tell you about model space viewports of AutoCAD 3D. So right now you can see that we have a drawing in 3D and you can see it in a single viewport. In order to have multiple viewports, go to this view panel on Home tab, and from this small icon of multiple viewport, change it to multiple viewports. So by default, single viewport will be selected. Once you do this, you'll see either 3, 4 or different number of viewports depending upon the settings which you have made. And there will be a blue bounding box around the current viewport. So right now the current viewport is this one on the right. Now if you want to activate any other viewport, click inside and that viewport will become active. Now if you zoom in, zoom out or change the settings, that viewport will only be affected and other viewports will remain unaffected. So let's do this in this one, and here we have. Now one of the biggest advantage that we have with multiple viewports is you can view a single object in different visual styles. So right now you can see that this sofa is in front view, in the top view, and here we have the back view. So we have a single sofa with different views visible here. Not only different views, you can also change the visual style. For example, here in this case we have this 2D wireframe. Let's go to this visual style and change it to realistic. So now you can see that a realistic visual style has been applied in this viewport, but for all the other viewports the style is unchanged. Now let's go to this viewport, make it active, and change our view to southwest isometric. So here we have the southwest isometric view, and you'll see that none of the other viewports are changing their visual style or views. In this case also we can change this view to shaded, and it will only affect the current view. So let's change it to something else which is hidden. In this case, that's more visible now. Now if you want to make any viewport full screen or you want to see it in complete size, then click inside that viewport to make it active, and then double click on this plus icon which you see on the top left corner of your view. So let's double click it, and that will completely fill your drawing area and you'll see that viewport. In order to collapse it and return to multiple viewports, double click on this negative icon and it will come back to the original condition. You can also add multiple viewports according to your requirement. For example, in this case we have these 3 viewports, but that's not mandatory. So let's go to this visualize, and from here you'll see this model viewport, and here we have this viewport configuration drop down. When you click on this drop down, you'll see that we have multiple options from which we can change the view style. So let's select this 4 views, and now we have these 4 views. Although we are seeing this drawing currently in top view in all of the 4 views, but we can change it. So let's now change it to realistic style and also change our view from top to southwest isometric. So here we have this change style. Now we can also add more views to the existing ones. So let's say that we want to make 2 separations inside this view. For that, go to this top and you'll see a small plus icon on the boundary. Let's click on this plus icon and drag it toward left. And here we have 2 different views from a single viewport. You can also resize the boundaries of these viewports. So when you click on the center of these boundaries and you'll move it, you'll notice that these viewports will resize. To resize them completely, you can click on this intersecting boundary of these viewports, and now you can resize multiple viewports at once. Similarly, you can resize for this viewport as well. Now we have many random viewports. In order to merge them into single viewport, go to this merge or join viewport from this model viewport panel, and then click on the viewport which you want to merge, and then the destination viewport. So now these 2 viewports are merged, and the original or the active viewport configuration will be applied to the final viewport which will be created. So here we have it. Now we can still make changes to this viewport according to our requirement. So here we have this changed viewport.